My roommate's parents showed up at our apartment and said, "You owe us $6,000. His mother was already inside before I could process what was happening. She pushed past me while his father blocked the doorway with his shoulders squared like he was ready for a fight. I had been making coffee in my boxers on a Saturday morning, and now two strangers were standing in my living room demanding money I knew nothing about. Mr. Fitzgerald held up a stack of papers and slapped them against my chest. "Our son told us everything. You convinced him to pay your half of the rent for 6 months, promised you'd pay him back, and now you're pretending it never happened." My roommate Caleb wasn't home. He'd left early that morning saying he had a job interview. Now I understood why he'd been so eager to disappear. I told them I had no idea what they were talking about. Caleb and I split everything evenly. I paid my half every single month through Venmo the day before rent was due. Mrs. Fitzgerald laughed like I just told her the most pathetic lie she'd ever heard. He showed us the texts, you begging him to cover you, promising you'd pay it all back once you got your bonus. She pulled out her phone and showed me screenshots of a conversation. The contact name said my name. The messages described exactly what she'd accused me of. Desperate pleas for help, promises to repay, excuses about family emergencies and medical bills. I had never written any of those words. Someone had created a fake conversation and fed it to Caleb's parents, and I had a pretty good idea who. I asked them to wait while I got my phone. Mr. Fitzgerald grabbed my arm. "You're not going anywhere until we settle this." I yanked free and walked to my bedroom anyway. My hands were shaking as I opened my Venmo history. 6 months of payments to Caleb, all time-stamped, all for exactly half the rent. I walked back out and showed them. "Look, every single payment, March through August, $800 each. I've never missed one." Mrs. Fitzgerald squinted at the screen. Her expression flickered with something that might have been doubt, but her husband wasn't convinced. "Screenshots can be faked. Our son wouldn't lie to us about something like this." That's when I realized I was dealing with parents who had already decided I was guilty. No amount of evidence was going to change their minds unless it came from Caleb himself. I called him. It rang 4 times before he picked up. I put it on speaker so his parents could hear. "Caleb, your parents are here. They're saying I owe you $6,000. Can you please explain what's going on?" There was a long pause. His voice came through quiet and rehearsed. "I didn't want it to come to this, man. I tried to give you time, but my parents found out and they're pissed." My jaw tightened. "Caleb, I have every Venmo receipt. I paid you every month." Another pause. "Those were for other stuff. You still owe me for rent." He hung up. His mother looked at me with pure contempt. "You heard him. Pay what you owe or we're calling the police for theft of services." I felt something cold settle in my chest. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was a setup. Caleb had been planning this. I walked to my desk and pulled out our lease agreement. Both our names were on it. Both signatures. I pointed to the payment clause that specified we each owed half directly to the landlord, not to each other. "The rent doesn't go through Caleb. It goes to the property management company. We both pay them separately." Mrs. Fitzgerald grabbed the paper and read it. Her face changed. I pulled up my bank statements next. 6 months of automatic payments to Greystone Property Management. The exact amounts, the exact dates. I showed them side by side with my Venmo payments to Caleb. "See these Venmo transfers? They're for utilities, internet, groceries, not rent. I've been paying my rent directly to the landlord this whole time." Mr. Fitzgerald's grip on his accusation was starting to slip. He looked at his wife. Neither of them said anything. I asked them one question. "Did Caleb show you any actual proof that he paid my portion of the rent? Any bank statements? Any receipts from the property company?" Silence. Mrs. Fitzgerald slowly shook her head. I pulled up the property management portal on my laptop and logged in. My payment history was right there. 6 months of on-time payments. I turned the screen toward them. "I've never missed rent, not once. Whatever Caleb told you, he lied." Mrs. Fitzgerald's hand went to her mouth. Mr. Fitzgerald sat down on our couch like his legs had given out. I wasn't done. I called Greystone Property Management and put it on speaker. The woman who answered confirmed my payment history. She also confirmed something else. Caleb had been late on his portion 3 times in the past 6 months. He'd been issued 2 warnings. One more missed payment and he'd be evicted. The pieces fell into place. Caleb had been struggling with his half of the rent. Instead of telling his parents the truth, he created a fake story where I was the deadbeat and he was the responsible one covering for me. He fabricated text conversations. He coordinated this ambush while he conveniently disappeared. He was going to pocket $6,000 from his parents to cover his own failures and make me look like a thief. Mr. Fitzgerald stood up slowly. His face had gone from angry to something worse. Embarrassment. Shame. He couldn't even look at me. "I'm sorry," he said quietly. "We should have verified before coming here." Mrs. Fitzgerald was already on the phone with Caleb. He didn't answer. Caleb moved out 3 days later. His parents made him return the money they'd already given him for back rent. I found a new roommate through a verified service. Last I heard, Caleb was living in his parents' basement with no job and no trust.